Greetings, digital media creatives. Dr. Harrell here with a slightly unscheduled video that I want to share with you. It is just a little bit after 5 p.m. on a Tuesday, and we haven't talked a lot about AI, and I wanted to share something with you that I've been working with here for just a little bit, and also talk a little bit bigger picture about AI and how that overlaps with learning things, how that overlaps with our content, etc., etc. So it comes down to, I want to lay this scene for you here. It comes down to this project that several of our creatives covered over the weekend. This is the Lee Summit School District's musical performance at the legendary, world-renowned Kauffman Center in Kansas City. So we have concert recording videos, we have audio recording from a Zoom handheld recorder, and these things I've organized. I have created duplicate, or rather synchronized clips in the case of this Lee Summit West clip. I have created a multicam clip in the case of this Lee Summit High School clip. And then in the case of the Lee Summit North footage, we're just going to use the built-in recorder on top. So anyway, there's a lot of moving parts here. This is me understanding Final Cut Pro. This is me manipulating multicam clips, synchronizing clips, etc., etc. So what's AI have to do with any of this? Well, first of all, AI is something that I am finding myself using when I am facing something a little bit overwhelming, a little bit tedious, etc., etc. So what I'm talking about here is, let's take a look at Lee Summit North. We've got several clips. We've got a lot of music. So let me show you the concert program. Here's the program. Listen, I'm going to be super honest with you. I do not want to type all of these things in. Okay? I do not want to type these titles. I do not want to set these up. I don't mind formatting them. I don't mind tweaking them, but I don't want to type it in. This is where I'm going to dive into AI. I started with ChatGPT. I worked my way over. I'm going to copy this, by the way, Command C. I worked my way over to Google AI Studio. I wasn't having luck with ChatGPT. And listen, I'm the type of guy, I'm going to spend a long time trying to iron this out. Frankly, I would rather sit here and push and pull on this AI scenario than I would want to just start typing the titles. I just don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. Have I made that clear? I think I have. So listen, I'm going to now that I've set this up and it's worked once, I think they should be able to do it again. So I'm going to say, hey, let's make another XML file using this concert program information. All right, copy, command V to paste, command enter to run. Okay, so Google AI Studio and I have been back and forth. Listen, I know that Final Cut Pro has the capability to import and export using something called an XML file. I know how to manipulate those XML files by using a text editor. So I can get inside these XML files and I can look at them and I can make heads or tails of them, and I can identify where the text elements are that I'm interested in. I learned with ChatGPT that this right here means a line break, and obviously I can see that these are the names, etc., etc. I don't want to try to type those in. I don't want to try to spell check. I'm clumsy at typing, etc. Some of these titles have unusual characters super unusual spellings, etc. So I'm familiar with all that stuff, and I know how it works, and I know how to manipulate these things a little bit. I know how to ask AI to generate these things for me. So let me jump back over to Google AI, and look, it made a file for me. So I don't know 100% if this is going to work, but I want you along for the ride on this one, by the way. So I'm just going to rename this LSN titles, and this is actually an FCP XML file. Again, I have to know some stuff to make this work, right? I just can't snap my fingers and make something like this happen. So let me go back in over here and choose import XML. And I've already done the Lee Summit West one, so I know that one works. This is the one that it just made. Imported a new event with a new project. These are all terms that I know because I've been working with Final Cut Pro, because I've watched the tutorials, because I've edited, and because I've used the file menu to create these things. So here's a new event. Here's a new project. Inside that project are all of those text elements. And so from here on out, I can manipulate those. I can double check my text element. So yeah, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of editing. But just right through there, I had an umlaut and an accent right on top of those. So yeah, I'm gonna double check these. But right now, I feel like I've saved myself a lot of time. And I've got that one, and then I am also going to import titles for Lee Summit West. As it turns out, Lee Summit High School changed the program just a little bit, so theirs won't work quite as well. But here are the Lee Summit West titles, and I tell you what, like these are here, these are ready for me to go. I can use them as is. I can modify them a little bit and go from there. So I can bring my creative element to these text titles if I want to, or I can just run with it because this, I want to be helpful. I want to be informational. I want that information on there, but I don't want to do it. So let's keep our eyes open for how we can build our knowledge. In my case, the software knowledge. I've got the software knowledge. The other thing about what we're doing is, like, we're setting up cameras. We are framing shots. We're setting white balance. We're setting levels on recorders and microphone inputs. We're connecting XLR cables. We're setting up tripods safely. We are charging batteries. We're powering things up. We know where the headphone inputs are, et cetera, et cetera. There's so many things that we have to know that can't be done for us. But then when it comes time to do something like this, I tell you what, this is what I'm talking about. But we have to build our knowledge, right? So wanted to share this with you. Thought it was pretty interesting. Saved myself a lot of time. Took a lot of time. Took a little bit of time. But we worked through it, and I think it's pretty cool. So that's a little glimpse at what I would consider to be a really effective use of AI and an appropriate use of AI to save time in the editing process. So let's keep the dialogue open about these kinds of things, but let's keep learning the content, the tools, the software. All right? Talk to you soon.